the Want to Parlay podcast. I'm Lance Bell. Next to me is Jack Neuheisel. Jack, go ahead and tell the folks about the people that sponsor this podcast. Wait, hold on, Jack. Hold on, Jack. There's something going on. Technical issues on our side. I don't know what the hell. They can't hear you now. So 1 second, folks, as Jack was going on through the intro and no one could hear anything. Shit, I haven't done this one in a while.
Should I come out and come back in?
I don't think that's the problem because I can hear you through my ears. I just need to talk.
Hey.
Yep, there you go. Now you're back. All right.
Fantastic.
Sorry about that, folks. We're back now.
So none of that got heard.
None of it.
Yeah.
So let's just
we'll right back over. Yeah. So we'll take it from the top. Lance asked me who sponsors the show, and as always, it's the fine people of Want to Parlay, home of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Just ask our buddy Carlos, who we're lucky enough to have on the show later today. Guy won $2,000 last night in the main event. Good to be good. We just concluded another great Wana week, and we have plenty of Wana winners to celebrate. Multiple people coming on the show today. PSV Cleasy, congratulations, winning 777 the pick 7. Our guy, One Mad Raider, David Smerling, also cleaning up 500 in that contest. Excited to be talking about that win and some hex head with him later today. Dag Dog going home with 525. Thompson 51, 375. BJ Carson, that's Carson with an E, not an O. 72514. He wins 150. And then Dialed Picks. Jesus Christmas. I'm going to save it for tomorrow because he's not coming on the show today. But I have an updated count on what this guy has made and profited. And it is a lot more than that $375 right there. Just for starters. He also won the Parlay Royale this weekend. There's another $1,000. Congratulations. One Mad Raider files his way in there for 500. Good to be good. And now the main event. No slack for you. Our guy Carlos winning $2,000 last night. Unbelievable stuff. Excited to ask him about that parlay. He added a little bit sweaty there down the stretch. We've got a great show for you guys today. We've got the One Mad Raider, David Smerling, coming back on the show. Talk about his recent victories, including his nice little package from Hexhead. We're also talking to Carlos, winner of the main event. And we're lucky enough to have Tone back on the show in the back end, hopefully giving him his picks and opinions on the most recent stories in college and NBA hoops. And hopefully starting to peek a little bit at some of these baseball futures and taking a look as spring ball is officially underway. Quick reminder, we are doing some more fun contests down the future with Hexhead. Promo code BOGO50. Currently buy one, get 50% off over there at Hexhead. That is just for them. That is not our partnership, but we're hoping to drive some more traffic their way and add some more fun Hexhead prizes to the contest. So look out for that in the future. And then as always, the unofficial big-time sponsor of this show, Little Joe's. Got the vodka posted up here in the background. Just the finest establishment in all of Chicago if you ever find yourself there. And let's do the show. Lance, that was up.
All righty. So I've been dreading this moment for a few days now, but accountability time is here. And I went 0-3. Not impressive. Not happy about it. You know, it happens. It's part of the game. You can't bat 100, and you know what? You can easily bat at a 0% clip. So Grizz minus 2.5 at Pacers. I was wrong. Pacers at home. The fucking Indiana, that state. They play tough. I don't know what to tell you. It's just tough. Nothing that I thought was gonna happen happened. It was not the game I saw in the slightest. And as well, in the next game, Knicks minus 11.5 versus the Bulls. Another one that I just didn't. I guess I have been sleeping on this Chicago team. They got these long, white European guys, Giddey and Buzelis, that are just hooping. putting up numbers I've never seen them put up in their career as basketball players. So, I'm changing my approach to gambling for the next couple weeks because I've had a rough stretch here the past 2 weeks before. And then USC plus 12.5. I'm pretty sure we were right there. Like, it was a close one, but we did not cover. And Tone warned us. Tone gave us a clear warning beforehand, and we just said, you know what, Tone, we're not having it. We don't want to listen to you. We think we know better, and we didn't. So 0-3 for Lantz. Not great. Take it on the chin. And move forward, take a shit and flush it. Jack, you want to go ahead and, revive the accountability hour for us?
Yeah, I know it doesn't feel or look like it to everybody out there, but that was man shit you just did there. Having own picks that are 4 days old on an 0-3 night, that's just a bummer. I'm sorry that we do this because you did better stuff. And I'll also say this. I took college, which is a little easier to figure yourself out. You've taken NBA, which is a tough life out there. Tough life gambling, 82-game seasons. Yeah, I go 3-2. I'll take it. We end up on the winning side. 2 losses, one United States versus Canada. We go to overtime, and McDavid crushes us, and that's just the way it goes. I won't apologize for betting and losing with my fellow countrymen. And then USC plus 11.5 at Maryland. Tone was right. The second he brought up some skepticism, I was like, this is a stupid bet, isn't it? And there was a chance for a backdoor late, but for the most part, we were down 20 this whole game. We stood no chance this line. Maryland was a bad bet. But then I pick up 3 little wins. Vermont plus 1.5 versus Bryant. Vermont cruises to an outright win. When it's shitty conference basketball, do not hesitate. Just follow me blindly. I don't pretend to come be a smart guy out here. I'm putting down facts. Wichita State plus 7.5 at FAU. Thank God I win this game because Tone was dead right on the USC, but he was pushing FAU on this one. Wichita State ends up winning outright. It was good to have some balance there. Not let Tone just kick me out of my job two episodes. And then Lakers minus 3.5 at Blazers. That was a party bet. We didn't give you. That wasn't on your official ticket, Lance, but you were part of that action as well. Easy money and way to hold the line because that was a weird line that ended up being Blazers actually minus the point before tip. So good for us for not freaking out there. And then Tone, we'll give him a chance to defend himself, but he was dead right on the Jared Allen PAR of 21. The guy had 16 and 20. Celtics money line dead on. He got cute, tried to throw the honey hole bet and take the Sixers cover. Never close. Jaren Jackson's overs were clean, 18-7 and 4. And then the Halliburton unders, unfortunately, Pacers end up winning that game outright, and Halliburton had a good night, so he loses that one. But a 3-2 track for Tone as well. Show's doing okay.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, 0-3, that wasn't great. But if you combine everything together, it was 6-7. So yeah, still losing, and I didn't do anything for my counterparts here, but we move forward. We move on. All right, so I got one Mad Raider. There you are. I got one Mad Raider sitting right here, waiting room.
Let's bring him on, please.
Bring him on. The man, the myth, the legend. We call him David Smerling. Others call him One Mad Raider. I call him the GOAT. What's going on, David? How we doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic, David. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Absolutely.
Not that you need any introduction on this program anymore, but just for the specifics of bringing you on today. Not only did you win 500 over the weekend and just keep adding to your stacked pile over there, you're also one of the few proud WANA members who can say they've taken home a Hex Head prize.
Yeah.
So we wanted to ask if that's been put up on the walls yet and how you're enjoying that guy so far.
Yeah, I love it. Can you see it right here?
Oh, there it is.
There it is. It's beautiful. And the Packers, no doubt, as well. Our founder and CEO is a Packer man, Carson Kaufman. So there you go.
I love that it's 3D or whatever. You know how I've never had a Hex set before. They're awesome. They're made in America, so it makes it even better. It's not no China junk.
I don't want to blow up their spot. I don't know that they like being associated with fatheads, but my understanding, it's like varsity version of fatheads. You're getting a fathead, you're getting a preemie, you're getting that way reimagined, right?
Yeah, I was hoping to win the LED one. I came up a little short, though.
Well, the good news is with stuff like this, we're going to get to do more contests with them in the future. So fun prize packs from Hexhead will be back on the future. If you didn't hear me up top, BOGO50 currently running a buy one, get one 50% off too, just straight up with them. And then we're hoping to be able to option off some free guys with some for some parlays down the road. We got baseball season coming up, so all of a sudden some of those boxes will be back up for grabs, and some big tickets and live events and stuff like that. And then definitely some of the hex head stuff coming up as well. So how are you? How are you faring in this post football climate? I know I've seen you on the message boards a handful of times, just saying like, "Oh boy, we got to reevaluate here."
It was rough, and then last week I won the 1,000 on the Parlay Royale on like Wednesday or Tuesday, and then I won 500 yesterday. It sucks I didn't get 1,000, but that's what happens when you don't kind of go a little more in on your parlay. You know, I should have maybe put a little more points on that. Dial Picks got that. I knew he was going to get it because it was the Timberwolves and OKC. So it was like a 7-point win. It kind of got close, but
100%. You guys have
but I'm up. I'm up now again. I think even from what I've taken, because I had to dip into my checking, and now I'm back up again. So perfect.
You're back up and riding high. And in the grand scheme of things, we can pull up the big numbers, and we really should have a big board that shows it. But you guys have a proper Maguire-Sosa type season going on here. You guys have separated from the pack, and you're putting up some Hall of Fame level numbers. I don't know who ends up being first and second when it's all said and done, when we get all the way back to next year's football season and we call it a full year. But regardless, we got two guys that tell the story. Not one guy, two guys.
Yeah, and you guys added a pick 2 and pick 3. I love that. I love that.
That's the other big. You pick 2 and pick 3 up there. So the prize packs, good money still to be made on those things, and obviously a little bit hotter right there. You start bringing down the legs of this bad boy, and the numbers shoot up considerably. 4-leg parlays are hard to hit. It's a little easier when you get to the same game and pitch a narrative, and you get things that kind of answer for other things. But overall, it's a hard game out here. So to separate yourself, again, David, tip of the cap to you, brother. You're unbelievable.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I get lucky tonight. I got a few pick 2s in and Parlay Royale again. I figured I might as well keep riding it, the Parlay Royale.
100%. That's the only $1,000 prize to be hit on a nightly basis. So you got to go capture that guy.
What's your that Dewan Harris Jr. tonight, over 4.5 assists. He's been burning me, but the number was at 5.5 assists. Seems like he always gets like 5. But watch tonight, he'll probably get fucking 4 or something.
So Kansas on the road to Colorado or hosting Colorado tonight?
They're at Colorado. It's 6.5 point spread, I think, and they should cover that too. You would imagine.
No, I think that's a little bit of a loaded line. We've seen they had that weird spell. They go get beat on a kooky game at Utah, and then they, BYU on the road's always tough. But in that context, it looks like they've been on a slide. First time they've been unranked, by the way, all season, starting this Monday. So an interesting spot.
They've been doing bad.
Yeah, interesting spot for Kansas. But I tell you what, it's still Hunter Dickinson. It's still a team that's going to go to the tournament. And you're playing a Colorado team that I don't know what their current conference record is, but I think through like 12 or 13 conference games, they were winless. So it's been a tough start for Colorado in the Big 12.
Yep. I'm high on St. John's right now. Those guys are amazing. Fucking Rick Pitino. I think they may have a chance of winning it all. I think for sure Final Four. So they're going to be my little pick, I think.
Yeah, I went last week and tried to outline, here are my darlings to pay attention to before you start filling out your bracket. And I thought I was going to be smart with the St. John's pick, and then now they're ranked 8th in the country. I'm like, well, I'm not that smart. Fucking
So they'll probably be a 2-seater or something anyway.
If they end up cruising like they are and winning the Big East, which would give them another win over a Creighton and a UConn, then I think you're talking about one of the top 2 seeds and getting a decent region split as well. And then it's Rick Pitino with some real horses. I mean, Rick Pitino was making Iona look like a contender. Now he's got a legitimate Big East squad. Big East has won, obviously, the last 2 championships with UConn. So look out for the Johnnies. Look out for Ricky P.
Right. Yeah. He does it with everyone, man. He's the GOAT for coaching in college, man, I think.
Anything else on some of these Big 12 games going on tonight? You watching Michigan, Nebraska? Or you watching Texas Tech, Houston?
I want to. I mean, I probably still will. They kind of scared me because I was thinking Houston. Everyone's been telling me to pick Texas Tech. And I don't know. I don't know how much that home court advantage really gives you, but I feel like Houston's a better team.
It says you're reading those straight off my notes right here, because I literally was Houston guy all week. I put the outline of our show notes together right after we finished our Thursday show, and in it I just looked at the games that are going to be ready, and I was like, I'm going to want Houston. We'll see what the line is. And I just went to start checking out those funny numbers. And it's 82% of the public's betting Houston. The late money's coming in on Tech. College basketball's funny about these home teams. All of a sudden, I'm going big on Tech.
Yeah, and then that the Michigan Nebraska game, I wanted Michigan, and then all this shit I've been listening to, they say Nebraska, and I'm like, so I'm not betting either game, but I want to. I'll be watching a weird game, Florida A&M versus Alabama, something on like Fubo TV or something. I got to pull that up on or find some stream. But that's one of my parlay royales that I think is kind of sketchy.
I know that line's offered at Wanna Parlay, so good for you. It's free money to be made over there, apparently. The rest of us are chasing the shiny object. You're just in the woods making good money.
Yeah, I like the Parlay Royale because it's kind of set up like the main event. So you can, the player picks are sometimes the hardest part. So, you know, with the multiplier, you got to be above 1.75 in the pick fours and stuff. And that's kind of hard, you know. So I've been sliding with the pick four. So I'm really glad they put the pick twos and threes in there. I mean, even if you finish in the very bottom on the pick two, if you put 2 entries in, you win your money back plus $5. I mean, if you don't win anything and you have the lowest of the low. So, I mean, that can't be that hard to do. So I'm interested to see how that plays out too.
This is the talk
in the game.
No kidding. This is the talk of an experienced, disciplined guy who actually makes money when he puts some bets down. Good for you. I'm glad we get guys like you on the show. So it's not just Lance and I talking about going 0-3 last Thursday and sucking.
Well, it's been rough besides last week. Last week it's starting to turn around, so I hope it keeps turning around. And then, yeah, now you got these more options, which I love. Like I said, the pick fours are, I don't know, they've been kicking my ass. The pick fives I've won more on somehow, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But it's like the pick four just isn't for me. I don't know. Now, so I'd rather do pick 5, 6, 7, and the 2s and 3s now.
Well, that feels like a recent phenomenon because I can pull some pick four data and show that you're still in a Mount Rushmore type space right there with all your pick four winnings over the years. So, or winning over the months. So awesome stuff, David, and congrats. More than anything, did you ever win a Want a T-shirt back in the early days?
No, when you brought up all the stuff I was saying, that's the one thing I wish I had. I wish I had a Want a T-shirt because I talk about it all the time to everyone I want. So I'd rather just put it on and walk around and be a fucking just a fucking sponsor basically. And then be like, what's Wanna? Be like, well, the best fucking app possible for betting. Like, get on it.
When I check back in with the big boys, that's what we're going to make sure we get T-shirt prizes back on there because I think that's the one prize that's been offered that's eluded you to date. And a guy like such as yourself, we got to be partnered with you more than you have to be with us. But we need you walking around with Wanted material.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Like I said, I got my other buddy at work on there. Purple Sticky, his name is. But
I know Purple Sticky. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's he had a little bit of bad luck here and there with the pick fours. So he just mostly does main event and free play now because the main event he loves. But I told him, I was like, no, try the pick twos or pick threes at least. Just do your research, man, or know what the fuck you're gonna do.
Get in the lead. Start listening to the podcast. Lance and I got 5 good picks a night. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna be honest. Hey, I'm starting to relate more with Purple Sticky. I mean, it's tough out here. It's no football. I mean, I've been clawing at everything. I'm changing what I got going on. I like Jack. I knew he wanted to bring it up. I mean, I went 0-3 on the last show's picks. It was pretty bad. So right now I got player props going. We're changing. We're getting out of the NBA game lines. Those are tough. What are your thoughts? Have you had any success going through the NBA game lines, or have you been staying away from those?
I've been doing mostly NCAA basketball, but now that the NBA is kind of in crunch time, I feel like I'll get back into that more. It's just at the beginning of the season, they kind of, know who's playing or if they're going to play hard. That's the thing I really hate. And I seen this guy talking about it on TV the other day. He's like, they get paid so much money and they don't always put forth like their total effort. He's like, it's fucking ridiculous. And I kind of agree with that. But once it gets closer to playoffs and into the playoffs, I think it'll be a little easier to bet on it too. So I want to start getting back into that, but I'm all on college ball right now, all on it, because I want to get ready for the brackets too. So
100%. I know this is about want to parlay, but if any of us, I mean, I still believe it is my destiny to fill out the perfect bracket, and that's how this all ends for me.
Yeah. Mine's never even close, but that'd be awesome.
I haven't won the first game of my bracket in the last 4 years. I've lost that 8-9 game to open up the brackets every single year for the last 4 years.
It's hard, man. It's hard. And I was big on Marquette, and then they totally shit their pants in the last one. They're going to be a first round exit. Whoever they play first round, I'm taking the opposite team. Like whoever they play. I hope it's someone like Akron or something. Akron could beat them at this point. They're ridiculous.
It is my belief if you're actually going to succeed in the bracket, it's got to come through some kind of backwoods. What was the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire movie? It's Slumdog Millionaire. It's got to be some weird Slumdog Millionaire scenario where like the answers just come to you from different walks of life. And that Marquette pick, I'm banking, I'm taking it. I don't care who they're playing; they're losing in my first round.
Yeah, they let me down. I forgot who they were even playing. Villanova, I think it was. They looked like shit against them.
Just not Shaka Smart's team, not his season. Live to fight another year.
I'm a Badger fan anyway, so fuck Marquette.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's looking good, by the way. Go Badgers.
Right here, Potosi.
This
supports their NIL deals. They're a little more expensive, but the extra money goes to the NIL. Keep the players going, keep everything going.
Hex Head and good beer. That's what playing at Wanna Parlay gets you.
Absolutely.
David, you're the man. Thank you so much for coming on the show again. We'll be back. We'll have you on literally anytime you want to come on, but we'll force you to come on here soon enough again.
Thank you guys. And if you guys don't have a t-shirt contest soon, I need to buy one. So if you got a shop or something, send me the link, do whatever. I'm fucking gonna buy one anyway.
Even if there isn't a shop, you deserve some exclusive materials at this point, for God's sake. So we'll take care of you.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Absolutely. Take it easy.
Appreciate you, David.
Later.
There he is. Yep. All time. Just a great overall American. All right. So we got through a little accountability. We interviewed Smerling. Jack, there's something I really want to be talking. There's no one else in the waiting room. Don't worry. I'll let you know. Something I really want to talk about with you is how about that Laker win? Lakers Nuggets. That was good stuff. That was the most impressed I've been with the Lakers, I think, since the championship. I don't think I've seen the Lakers look so good. What are your
Can I tell you my favorite part?
Yeah.
Mike Malone in his post-game presser saying he was outcoached by JJ Redick and going through the plan that we had on Joker. Kind of a historically bad night for a guy that always seems to get his box score numbers. Kind of a shocking performance from Jokic, and it felt frustrated. It felt like we were getting to him. Dare I say Jackson Hayes' weird length and the situations we put him in ended up being super effective. And it begs the question for me, is JJ Redick on a path right now to be a top 3 coach in the NBA? Because the early success, and I don't watch a ton of teams as critically, so maybe it's just the Lakers, and maybe it's better left in that context. So maybe it's, in this run of Laker coaches we've had basically since picking up LeBron, this post Byron Scott kind of era that we've had. Is it that Darvin Ham just clearly was not the guy for this team, or is JJ Redick a guy that was 4 years under Coach K, and it was on whatever it was, 12 consecutive playoff teams to open up his 13-year NBA record? So a lot of successful systems, but different systems. Is this a guy where, much like Steve Kerr, kind of his journeyman career, did some assistant coaching, was in the media before taking over with the Warriors, and it was a team kind of ready to get going, much like we were with LeBron and AD, now LeBron and Luka. Are we looking at a guy that's going to be the Lakers fixture for like 12 years? Because that's a rare thing in Laker Town.
No, 100%. JJ Redick is doing a hell of a job. It's hard to compare the Darvin Ham and JJ Redick, because if you look at the team right now, it's not even close to the same as it was 2 months ago. Like 2 months ago, we had D'Angelo Russell and we had Anthony Davis. Like we had a complete different guys.
Yeah.
But the coaching job that JJ is doing is unmatched. That's why it's hard to compare, because it's like Darvin Ham did have Russell Westbrook for like a good chunk of time, and a bad roster. It wasn't built correctly. Not hating on Russell Westbrook, just saying he doesn't fit with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But JJ Redick is doing a hell of a job. The coaching, he said he was up for 2 days. I mean, they're showing. I've never seen the Lakers play Jokic the way they played him that last game in the entirety of the rivalry that's gone on. What did it start in the bubble? But they look damn good. They're trapping the defense at the wings. We throw bodies at everyone. We're flying around where everyone's engaged. It's impressive stuff. And I'm going to keep rehashing this argument. I think I still genuinely, wholeheartedly believe this is the best team that LeBron's ever been on. This is the best roster that LeBron's ever been on. I'm going to keep going with that argument. We can go back and forth. I've gone back and forth with other people, and they try to tell me Miami. I was like, those Miami teams were really good because of how good, I guess he was 6 then. This is the best roster that LeBron James has been on in his NBA career.
If I can stay put on this JJ Redick take for a second, because early on we got great offense, and that's basically was what my expectation was for him. But he's unlocked Austin Reeves in a way that's been nuts. In a couple spots where we've asked Austin Reeves to be the number one guy, he's gone for 45. So possibly one of the better contracts in the NBA right now is our contract with Austin Reeves. And then you start looking at everything else. And in years past, when the Lakers or any LeBron teams had been middling, which is, the expectations weren't high for this Lakers team. We've outperformed them, but it was the expectations were going to be hanging around that 6-7 seed again.
Yeah.
So any of those teams, it's always been so LeBron centric, and this effort to get LeBron his numbers, and everyone's got to stand around and watch this, kind of ball dominant kind of player. And it feels like they've found just the perfect recipe for get him his matchup and let him just go to work, because LeBron's offense has been unbelievable this year. But everyone then seems to have been finding their role and effectively around it. Anthony Davis was having a great offensive year before he gets shipped out. Dalton Connect, pretty fun little start for the kid. And obviously the rookie ups and downs, and they haven't forced the issue with him. He's got his minutes when he's hot, and when not, they don't force the issue at all with him. And now, to your point, with the different traps we're seeing, we let Jokic post up super low last night, and then brought an immediate trap to it, and took away all the space. So many things on defense that are exciting, which is the one loss I thought we were going to get from Darvin Ham, because that Warrior series and even some of those Nugget series, I thought, good God, we're playing our fucking ass off on the wings. It's just they're just a little bit better than us. And now, I don't know, because our offense is going to be there. There's no stress there. And if everything else is going to click the way it's clicking, God dang it. And we're going to beat the Nuggets like that in Denver. In Denver.
Wait, we got Carter Otto. I got a couple of people that have been going through the chat. David Sperling came in. He said, "Yo, Luka looks good now." We had the Canadian come out of nowhere. I tried to avoid this one as long as I could, but he had the Canadian flag. Said, "We on top." Sure, fuck you, sport. And Carter Otto, new name up in here, says, "Lakers suck, bruh, damn." Carter, you're simply wrong. It's a false statement you just made. Since January 15th, I think we're second in offensive rating and first in defensive rating. Those are real numbers that I've been shown. But the ability to play defense on this team and just have bodies, because I used to hate on Rui, but now it's not as much of an assignment on defense when you have Vando and Dorian Finney-Smith come in like these guys. We can just put bodies on bodies and win on the perimeter. We haven't been able to do that a while in the Lakers. We usually were kind of weak on the perimeter, but we got Anthony Davis in the middle, paint patrol and protecting the rim, and that was our identity. Now we're a perimeter defensive team, and it's looking incredible. But yeah, we got he says Lance knows ball. I don't know about Jack. We got haters. No, but seriously, the Lakers, it's good stuff, and we're going to see it tomorrow night. I'm super excited. I wish AD was healthy for this Lakers-Mavericks matchup. But the last thing I got to bring up is Dalton Connect. I'm a little concerned about this kid because of that trade that was rescinded and everything. So you brought it up. In the beginning of the year, he's coming in. He's hot. Everyone's like, oh, my God, stealing the draft. He's hitting threes, looking great. Got a little cold in December, like you were talking about, rookie woes. Like they have their ups and downs. Yeah, there's not that much expectation. Ever since this trade with Mark Williams and whatever the hell happened, the guy has just looked disengaged. He's rattled. There was a clip of LeBron dunking over Mark Williams, and it pans out. You see Dalton Connect. He's not even celebrating with the teammates. He comes into the game. I haven't seen him put up one, not even like close to a double digit or like a scoring performance, or he hasn't looked in rhythm. I've seen air balls from him recently. It's tough stuff. I hope Connect can get his mental back into it while we make this playoff push. But that's a guy I'm honestly a little worried about, Jack. So those are my thoughts. Any last thoughts on the Lakers before we move on?
I'll say just quickly, we brought it up last week on the show, but I don't think Dalton Connect makes the playoff rotation. I think that's why you saw the move you did, is the Dalton Connect doesn't really have a place on a contending team right now. As it stands for us, in particular, because maybe the one thing that he could bring would be his spot up shooting. And it's just never been like, if you go back and watch his college tape or anything else, he's much better off the dribble and playing with the ball in his hands and running a little bit more point forward, point guard. So it's not his natural position. So that's the one thing he could chip in, as a couple minutes as a 3-and-D guy. The defense isn't quite there. And if you're not going to be shooting at a 40+% clip, then I just don't think he's on the playoff rotation yet. Doesn't mean, the way that was just so great about the Luka Doncic trade in the first place is it put us back in a position to consider both the now and the future. And I think Dalton Connect absolutely fits into the future, just a stretch of an idea, barring any injuries and forced opportunities, that he fits into the now. The last thing I'll say about the Lakers is, again, Lakers suck. We don't know ball, la-di-da. Okay, I'm looking at the Lakers 8-2 in their last 10. That's as good as anybody in the league. That isn't the Denver Nuggets that they just throttled on the road. Oklahoma City Thunder. Guess who plays really good against the Thunder? Go look up Luka Doncic's clips against him. If you think I fear the Grizzlies in 7, I really don't. And then we got to get over and play a Celtics or Cavaliers team coming out of the East. I don't know. I'm loading up on my future Lakers pick right about now.
I love the futures Lakers pick. And when we talk about the matchup, those teams in the East, the Cavs and the Celtics, are fucking loaded. Like there's nothing you can say about it. Those teams are loaded. They have a lot of players, a lot of guys.
Match up though.
Yeah, I'm like, if you go top to bottom, I'm taking, and especially in the finals, I know LeBron James, I know his performance in the finals. I know we can go back. Every LeBron hater ever loves to bring up 2011. Yeah, we got it, bro. We've heard that argument before, but after every single finals after that, they're going to be insane. So just sit back, watch, enjoy the show. Lakers are winning. Here's Smerling. Oh, he's Smerling defending. Lakers definitely don't suck. They got a squad just missing a real good big man. Hey, don't sleep on Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes looking a little good. Jackson Hayes is hoping. No, but you're 100% right.
Saturday, March 8th, Lance. Lakers play at Boston on ABC. We'll reconvene then.
Yeah, we'll reconvene then. All right, moving forward. So we got no one in the waiting room. So our main event guy is not showing. Is he showing?
Keep eyes there. Eyes up.
Okay.
I'll fire a text. Yeah.
I'll keep eyes there. Tone also not. Do you want to go over any? I didn't really want to, but the hockey game.
Shit. I don't know ball. I fucking really don't know puck.
Yeah, I really don't know. But yeah,
awesome watch. So good for hockey. It's been awesome. Smerling brought up that comment made on the that kind of made the rounds on sports media, talking about this load management factor we've got going on in basketball, and the fact that these guys, in a basically unpaid just exhibition, laid it out and pretended like it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. So juxtapose, yes, we have a culture issue that needs to be discussed in the NBA, where it's just like, I know you guys are playing 82 games, but you play a non-contact sport and you're getting paid. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum make a combined $600 something million. So That's a lot of money.
It's insane. And this it always leads me back to the argument. We got to be done with guaranteed money in sports. It's the only way you get any initiative, because that's why the NFL remains elite. That's why the NFL, they play for something every Sunday.
This is true.
But
a couple other events in our sports. If you want to keep hitting it, could just try to buy a little time for our guests, and if nothing else, we'll hit our picks and get back out of here.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say one thing. Austin Matthews is the definition of anti-clutch. Like, he is not clutch in any type of way in his lifetime. I've seen his stat in playoff games or games that matter. I know it's games that matter, not regular season. He's like 0-7. He's like bad. Like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is our captain for Team USA. Like, what are we doing here? I know I don't know puck. I know he puts up like 70 goals in a season. He's one of those guys he's a regular season guy.
Yeah, it was a weird deal because I actually loved all of his shifts in that overtime. I felt like every time we got into the zone, he made us dangerous. He has that weird thing. And again, I need a comp and I need an explanation, but doesn't feel uniquely athletic. He doesn't feel uniquely skilled at anything he's doing. He's just right guy, right time, right place, savvy, makes big time plays. He's got just that kind of innate feel for the game. He's got just point guard distribution. I know he's a scorer, but it's just that play shortstop. You were the best at everything growing up kind of energy. Whereas Austin Matthews, McKinnon, some of these guys are fucking line breakers and they're freak athletes. And it's like, holy shit, they're playing in a different gear. So it's weird that like my eyes don't see him on the ice unless he's pointed out to me. Whereas like the second the Canadians drop the puck, I know who all their star players are. It fucking flashes immediately. So it's interesting. That's just not being a puck knower and all that. But the one guy I will say for the Americans that is that impressive, it's the first time I've ever focused on goaltending ever watching a hockey game, where my eyes just check out the goaltender the entire time. They have it inside the blue line, and Connor Hellebuck is that good. That was we just get fucking low. We get the one guy that can't be right where he is right then. It's an absolute fucking snipe. It blows. Connor Hellebuck was on his way to being MVP of that thing. Disappointing stuff. Congrats to the Canadian goaltender.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's taking more shit than anybody and had 3 highlight saves in overtime. Unbelievable.
That was another guy I wanted. Yeah, what was his? I can't even remember his name, but we were going through. Sport was explaining to us that the Logan Thomas, I believe his name is, the Capitals goaltender, is Canadian. Had a fallout in Vegas, whatever went on there. Didn't get selected to the team. They had this other guy. And he was taking shit. They said the weakness of the Canadians was goaltending the whole tournament. Then overtime just did what he just a fairy tale story for the guy. Just stood in there and was a fucking demon. Austin Matthews are throwing shots. He's fucking blocking. And the next thing you know, they win the game and he's the hero. I mean, even though I'm obviously pissed that Canada won, I mean, you got to feel for a guy like that. That's just awesome stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, for sake of the rivalry and capitalizing on this for the overall hockey fans, I think we go 2-0 against Canada. A lot of hockey American casuals like ourselves, you end up just thinking you take it for granted. So hopefully, all of us fans are back for the Italian Winter Olympics, and we get the same chance again, and we're actually playing for a gold medal. That'd be fucking incredible. I'd take that trade off all day.
Wait, is that where the next Winter Olympics? Italy?
Italy.
Interesting.
They've got a mountain range there. It's God.
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. God damn it! I got provinces the other day. I can do better.
We're working on geography on this podcast, folks.
I'm outstanding at geography. If anyone wants to add me to their Wednesday night trivia team, I will bring geography. I got it ready to go. But for right now, I can't fucking remember the name of it.
David Smerling, he says, seeing our boys fight after the Canadians booed us. Oh, he's talking about the first matchup. Made him want to watch NHL more. David Smerling, I think that's a lot of Americans. I think a lot of Americans have woken up to hockey after this nation's face-off and kind of seeing our guys out there and how just fun and electric the game is. So I think there's going to be a lot more hockey fans than there were before. And hopefully they start getting a lot more money and they can start getting paid like some of these baseball and basketball and football contracts, because hockey out of the major sports definitely makes the least. I'm pretty sure the most they make annually, like the highest paid guy, can't be north of 15 million. I don't think so. I think it's right there. So, hope for the best. Hockey's electric. We love it. Let's keep moving forward. So tell me, what do you know about spring ball? Jack, what do you know about baseball? What are we seeing?
So I just wanted to mention it briefly because it is, you're looking for some, you work remotely like we do. It's nice to have an 11 a.m. game in the background. You could flip some action out there. Now, you got to pay attention to these lineups. Give or take, you only got 2 or 3 opening day starters on any given day, and they're going to be shut down after an inning or two. So gambling on it's a little bit difficult. You want to look up starting pitchers. You want to see what their assignment's going to be. A lot of the times, like Marcus Stroman goes out for the Yankees, just goes 1 inning. And then I'm forgetting who the next day, maybe Carlos Rodon or somebody goes for 4. So it's like I'm getting one of their big time starting arms, but am I getting them for 1 inning or am I getting them for 4? Because those bets usually you can get them after just up to 5.5 innings. So there's some spots and there's some teams that are going to be messing around with a bunch of prospects trying to figure out still who their opening day roster is, and a bunch of teams that pretty much have their 25 guys pretty set on, at least their opening day 9 guys pretty set on. So it's just interesting going back and forth. I've got some picks loaded up when we get to the end of it. But in the middle of this, you just get some fun baseball stories coming back at you. One of which been catching, the Yankees are just kind of being weird right now. And dare I say, Lance, this is the stuff, it's the most irrelevant, it has nothing to do with baseball or sports ever, but this is the kind of bullshit that fucking curses and other weird shit get based on, and things get in your head. So the Yankees just reduced their facial hair policy. Forever, there's been a grooming code in the Yankees clubhouse. No longer. You can have tight beards. It might be owed all to this Devin Williams, who's the closer they got from the Brewers, who I think looked fine with the mustache. I think he looked plenty like a handsome guy. And he got raked for a little bit. People were saying it was ridiculous. He couldn't keep his beard. You've basically taken all good lookingness from this man. It's unfair. So they've walked this thing back. But it's in an off season. They're also not singing Frank Sinatra's New York, New York anymore after losses. This is the most traditional team in all of sports, amongst the oldest teams in all of sports that have held on to these traditions for forever. And it's always been celebrated because it's a team that's won 27 championships. But we're currently in the longest World Series drought in Yankees history. It would have been 14 years since they had even been back to the World Series when they just got fleeced by the Dodgers. But they're now going on 15 since they've won one. And it's the 2010s, Lance, were the first decade ever in Yankees history that they didn't win a World Series. We're now going on 15 years and possibly 2 consecutive decades of no Yankee championships. You don't sign Juan Soto in the offseason. You swing and miss on every Japanese prospect. You do probably sign Goldschmidt and Cody Bellinger and Devin Williams, fine. But as you look at their roster and how it stacks up to the Mets and to the Dodgers and to the Padres, and dare I say, some of these kind of backdoor NL teams, like your Diamondbacks and your Giants, it's an interesting spot for AL baseball. Very interesting spot for the Yankees. And I don't see a world this team wins the World Series this year, which means this thing's going to continue. And now you're adding weird fuel to it. Because now it's easy to point at these intangible things that mean nothing and say the Yankees have just flat lost their way.
Yeah, wait. How can the Yankees go on this long of a dry spell if they're one of the teams like, them and the Dodgers that throw the most money in all of sports?
Another interesting stat, because for forever, let's go back to the Alex Rodriguez trade. They're already a team that had the highest bankroll, and then they went and levied the biggest contract in the history of baseball. This is a team and then they end up going to, 3 World Series with A-Rod. He wins 2 MVPs. They win the one in 2009. Some disappointing postseason stuff. Obviously, they give the comeback to the Red Sox and other shit starts to happen. But, still, you're still the Yankees and all that. And this season, Steinbrenner, the GM, or maybe it was Cashman, Steinbrenner, the owner, Cashman, the GM, came out and said they don't see the correlation between spending money and winning baseball games, which is the most anti-Yankee talk I've ever heard. Yeah. This is a team that would not be outspent. They would not be outmarketed, frankly. And no one else would hold the title of being the class of baseball. And now the Dodgers are light years past them. And they're joining the rest of the circus saying, what the hell? You can't let them do that when they were the perpetrators of that for years. So it's interesting. You got Aaron Judge. He has gone 2 MVPs, I think, in the last 3 seasons, but he's 33 and has had a significant injury in 2 of his last 3 years. You got Paul Goldschmidt, who's like 36 or something like that, 30, maybe 34. But a guy that played his worst season of his career last year. Cody Bellinger has been a guy that's kind of feast or famine. He's got a goofy swing. His head moves all over the place, but he's a lefty. Maybe he gets hot over there in New York. But yeah, weird times for Yankee land. And with the bigger problem with that, I still think they're the best team in the AL. It's a weird time NL versus AL right now because I think there's 4, maybe 5 teams better than the Yankees in the NL. And that was the case in the playoffs last year. I think we played that World Series in 5 games between the Padres, not 7 between the Yankees.
Damn, I don't know much about baseball, so I definitely am just blindly agreeing with you here, but you're telling me it sounds right. The one thing I can tell you that's a for sure fact is Angels blow ass, and there's nothing we can do. Anytime, I was looking through, sports, checking my phone over the weekend. I just see like an Angels score. It's like 12-1 or something. Like we're just getting fucking throttled, and I'm like, it just doesn't matter. It could be spring training, opening day, the last game. It could be anywhere in this. The Angels are buns, and it just doesn't make sense. I want the owner to sell the team, maybe even move the team. Maybe get out of Anaheim. Maybe it was a bad idea. Maybe you should be the team to go to Vegas and get and I'm an Angel fan. I love them. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe you guys shouldn't be here. Maybe it is a bad idea. So there's my fucking daily Angels rage. It happens, honestly. Yeah, every day. Waiting room's still empty.
Let's do our picks. We'll get them back on another time.
I was gonna say let's hop through. Let's go through our picks. We'll probably have them on tomorrow. And we'll just see what happens. I'll go through my picks first. Now, granted, I went 0-3 last show, so take these with a grain of salt or trust in your boy. Either or, I'm giving you player props. We're moving away from the NBA game lines. Past 3-4 weeks, I've been just sitting NBA trying to, I had a little success, then we went down, a little success, and then we went really down. So we're gonna go back to the props, see what we can do there. And of course, the first one I'll open it up with is so random. Dennis Schroeder of the Detroit Pistons over 8.5 points. Next, Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat over 3.5 threes. Trae Young over 10.5 assists. Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points. And Jalen Williams over 19.5 points. Now, to go through these. Schroeder, why I have him. Let me make sure I don't botch this matchup because I am almost, playing the Clippers. There's no reason. I kind of just think Dennis Schroeder's going to come off the bench. He had the good success in Brooklyn when the limelight wasn't on him, really. He's doing well. Goes to Golden State. He's in this, trying to adapt to Curry's system as a guard as well. It didn't work out. Now he's just coming off the bench for Cade Cunningham and giving them meaningful minutes on a team that's actually trying to make a playoff push, who's 31-26 right now. I like Schroeder over 8.5 points. Next, Tyler.
I got another reason for you on Dennis Schroeder because I love that pick. Pistons are playing on a back-to-back. You're going to try to take a few minutes off Cade Cunningham tonight. This isn't the game that's make or break to get you to the playoffs. You're playing the West Coast. You're already comfortably right now in the play-in spot and possibly climbing over there. The Pistons have been fun. And the Clippers, who just sent away Terrence Mann and Bones Highland, you lost your quick, twitchy perimeter guards. This is the kind of game where Schroeder just running through, breaking lines, and getting to the fucking rack in his small minutes. I love the Schroeder pick.
Yeah. All right. So there's the Schroeder pick. Going on next. Tyler Hero over 3.5 threes. They're playing the Hawks. The Hawks, if you know, are just not a great defensive team and never will be. Especially with Trae Young there. No hate against him. He's just a small guy. So I like 3.5 threes. Hero's their guy. He's the one on the Miami Heat. He's going to be chucking every game. Give me Tyler Hero over 3.5 threes. And then I also, going back, I like Trae Young over 10.5 assists because offensively, everything goes through Trae Young in Atlanta. So and Tyler Hero killed it against the Bucks yesterday, according to David Smerling. So why not keep it hot? Let's keep it rolling. And then Trae Young, I love taking his over and assists. I always do. I rarely see this guy in the single digits when he's doing assists in a basketball game. So I like the 10.5. Going on. So we just had the Thunder and Timberwolves play each other, correct? Where we all were there, and the Timberwolves covered, I think, the 8.5 by losing by 7. And they're playing them right away again, back to back. T-Wolves, OKC. Chet is out. Gobert is out. Randall is out. There's players missing. But, back to back, it's hard to beat a good team twice. And if the Timberwolves are going to win the game, Anthony Edwards is going to have over 26.5 points. So I'm buying in. I believe in it. Give me Edwards over 26.5. Last but not least, same game, same reasoning, because Chet Holmgren is out. Jalen Williams over 19.5 points. We're gonna need offensive production. I'm saying we, like I'm a Thunder fan. Hold on now. But they're gonna need his offensive production. And I like 19.5 points for him. So there's the player prop parlay. Prayers up. We believe. I believe. Let's go.
Up.
I mean, parlays, everyone knows. It's a little bit of a prayer. Parlay, if you need everything.
I like Schroeder and I like Tyler Hero. You got the 3-point contest winner to make threes.
What's
wrong with that? Yeah. I got one NBA play tonight. I'm going Pacers plus 4.5 versus the Nuggets. I know we just spent a lot of this show giving the Lakers a lot of credit, but the Nuggets didn't look like the Nuggets in that game. And this is a lot of point for a Pacers team, Lance, that is 16-8 at home this season and 14-7 against the West. So to me, you're getting 4.5 for a team that really likes to win at home. A Nuggets team that might be going through a little bit of just a quick little spell.
Do you know who Carter Otto is? Do you know that name?
No.
You don't know that name? All right, keep going.
Is he killing me right now?
Just saying. He just said great picks, Lance, right? I didn't even get through half my picks. And right when you started talking, he said fade Jack all day, free money. So we're going to see. We'll find out. We'll pull the mask. Keep going.
Michigan minus 1.5. Going to college hoops now versus Nebraska. Michigan in a bounce back game. They just had a kind of a shocking ass kicking from Michigan State over the weekend. I think this team's a legit national championship contender. We've talked about Wolf. We've talked about Golden. Talked about Coach May, who also just got an extension. I don't see them losing 2 straight this time of year. I think the numbers kind of want to suggest Nebraska's going to win this game. And for a lot of pundits, Nebraska is like one of these dark horse darlings that's going to be an 8 or 9 seed. I don't see it. I think Michigan goes in there and rolls. And then Texas Tech minus 1.5 versus Houston. This is purely playing the numbers. 82% of the public on Houston. The late money coming in on Tech. I'm taking Tech to win outright, and it should be stated I'm fading my own instincts here and trust the numbers, so do with that what you will. Carter Otto. Also, a little wishful thinking, the basketball gods do what they do and carry the home team home tonight. So that's what I got going. And then if you're going to fuck around and get on some spring ball tomorrow morning before we do our show, some of the morning games going on tomorrow. Yankees money line versus the Twins. See some of the bigger bats starting to emerge in this lineup. Hopefully we get some starts from some of the day one guys. And then the Yankees pitching depth. Fun fact going on in spring training right now. Their prospects are just insane. So no matter who they're pitching all 9 innings, for the most part, they're getting good outings from. Like him to go tune up the Twins. And then the Nationals versus the Marlins. Nationals are young and fun. And the Marlins are lost and clueless. They're rolling out a bunch of prospects. Nationals are trying to get guys they expect to be kind of breakout players going right now. So Nationals, Yankees, parlay those bad boys. You're good to go.
Hey, I like it. And also, if you see the Anaheim Angels, if they're anywhere playing any day, anytime, just fade them. They suck. They lose. They're losers. And that's what I got for baseball. Well, all right, Jack. I think that's gonna be all. We don't have anyone in the waiting room. We've gotten through our picks. We've gone through what we were talking about today. We've got Carter Otto is just on a generational hater run. I respect it. I do the same.
Welcome to the party. I dig it. We'll see how the picks go.
Yeah.
I invite you back on the next show. You can come on and give me all the shit in the world if I'm dead wrong. But if I'm right, sir, there's going to be words, possibly hands.
There's Tucker Lowell. He says good stuff, boys. We salute you, brother. And yeah, so I think that's going to be all, Jack. If you want to hit that outro, and we'll be on our way.
Yeah, this was the Wanna Parlay podcast, home of all things Wanna Parlay, including the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Hopefully we get Carlos on the show tomorrow to discuss just that. It was great chopping it up with David today. He is the man. Love you, Mr. Smerling. Too cool. Proud winner of a hex head. $1,000 last week and another $500 this weekend. So always a good account to go check on for some smart picks. That's One Mad Raider. It was a great one a week, but as always on Mondays, the slate is cleaned and all the big fun prizes are back up for grabs, including that main event prize of $2,000, which once again just costs you $2 to enter. Also worth bringing up, the pick 2 and pick 3 are finally here for Wanna Parlay, so go get yourselves involved in that. As David Smerling brought up in his interview, you get 2 picks out there, you win 1, you make your money back plus some then. It's a good way to start chipping away, get yourself some funds to go send it at some of these more fun, large prizes. So congrats again to all of our winners. Fun having some of you guys on the show. Fun to celebrate all of you. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, celebrating more Wanna winners and ramping up our college and NBA hoops coverage. Possibly apologizing to one Carter Otto. Possibly rubbing it in his smug face. We'll see. Lance, take us out.
Hey, to everyone in the chat, I appreciate every single one of you showing love. I see the likes coming in. I see Jeremy Cantor from out of nowhere. Very strong show. Yeah. Like he said. Way to go, Jeremy. David Smerling, you're an absolute legend. Thank you again for coming on. We love all you boys. Like Jack said, we'll be back on tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And that'll be all. We'll be seeing you. See ya.